Here we're going to be looking at three baseline out of bounds plays that result in an easy basket every time. Now, some of these plays result in an easy basket off of the initial pass. Some of these go into a set play afterwards. These are all plays that you can really run with any particular age group. As long as they know the fundamentals of basketball, it can also go up into your U18 and older as well. So three plays, all focus on getting a quick basket after getting the ball in bounds. Okay, so the first play we're going to be looking at is a play named box four. Now, this particular play can be used for any age group. For our younger age groups, we can look at, basically setting up into a box, maybe that, our younger age groups would be used to doing at that point. Most younger teams are used to kind of setting up your basic, two screen box play. But for your older age groups as well, it is something different to throw out there. For your younger age groups, this might be something that we can run a good few times. But for older age groups, you're probably only going to want to run this once or twice because it is basic enough that once you run it the first time, it's probably going to be easy to read the second and third time you do it. Whereas a younger group, you might be able to get away with doing this a good few times. So basically, it's going to end up with number 6 receiving the basketball for what we hope to get is an easy layup. So how it's going to start is number 4 is going to come down and set a screen for number 6. Now, for our older age groups, you're going to have defenders thinking that we're setting up a basic box play here, right? Younger age groups are, probably not 100% sure yet. They're probably not great at reading the defense quite yet, but our older age groups, other teams are going to be thinking that we're setting up a box. That's almost what we want to make it look like. So number 4 is setting that screen right here for who we have as number 6. Number 6 is going to come off that screen. Now, as that's happening, number 3 and number 1 are both going to move up as well. So we're going to have number 3 come to about right here and set another screen for number 6. So number 6 is running through tightly with multiple screens being set for them. Okay, and then we have number 1 is going to continue to move up as well. Number 1 is going to set that final screen for number 6. Number 6 is going to try to come in for an easy layup. If that doesn't work, we have number 1 who can kind of pop out to the three-point line as well. Now, after these folks set their screen, they're going to want to get a little bit wide. But usually, more often than not, at least if you run it one time, if you're an older age group, you're going to have an easy pass here for number 6. Like I said, if you are a younger age group, you'll probably get that open layup more often than not. So let's go look at it again. This time we'll put folks in different positions. So we're going to have number 4 receive the basketball. So again, how this works, we're going to start with the far side, number 3, setting a down screen for number 4. Number 4 is coming off that screen. As that's happening, number 1 is moving up to meet them for another screen. Number 6 is also moving up here to meet them for the final screen. Number 4 is going to continue to use both of these. Easy basket right here, easy pass. Everybody else is getting wide and trying to stay out of the key. Again, younger age groups, you're going to get this often. Older age groups, you're probably going to be able to use it one time to get an easy basket for your team. Now, the next play we're going to look at is a play named chest. Now, this play has been used by multiple NBA teams. You've seen the Toronto Raptors use this play multiple times. So it can be used for older age groups, but it is simple enough that it could be used for younger age groups as well. So we're going to have our players kind of line up in a straight line here. Below the elbow, we're not going up that high, so we're staying relatively low. And we're going to have them line up in a straight line. So number 1 is kind of going to be a bit of a fake here. We're not really going to use number 1 too much in this play. It's mainly going to be these 3 players here that are going to be used. So essentially what we're going to have is option number 1 is going to be to find number 3 in this scenario for an open jump shot. So what's going to happen is number 4 is going to come set an immediate screen on number 3. And as that's happening, number 6 is going to move up as well and set another screen for number 3. So 4 is coming up here to set that initial screen. 3 is coming off of it. When we get to about here, 6 is going to send that second screen. Number 3 is going to use it. We're looking for a little mid-range jump shot right here for number 3. So that's option 1 for chest. So let's reset it and look at it again. This time we'll put players in different positions. So we'll keep number 3 where they are. This time we'll be looking at getting number 4 the open shot. So again, we start with number 6 in this situation, moving up to set the screen for number 4. Number 4 is using that screen, and as that's happening, number 3 is coming to about right here to set another screen for number 4, maybe a little bit behind that mark, but we're going to try to get a little mid-range shot here for number 4. Now, that is option 1. So if option 1 doesn't work out, what do we do? Right? Are we going to complicate things too much? Not really. So again, in this situation, let's kind of review it so that we have our first option and it doesn't work. So number 4 comes to set that screen here for number 6. Number 3 is moving up as well to set that additional screen about right here. Number 6 is using both of them. We couldn't get that open look for number 6. So what's going to happen here is number 6 is simply just going to move a little bit outside the 3-point line. Their option didn't work. Maybe they can, continue moving higher. All that we're going to have is the exact same situation immediately happen. Number 3 is then going to set another immediate screen here for number 4. Number 4 is going to try the exact same thing. Number 4 might be a different player. You might have a big as number 4 because you were looking at getting that first shot for number 6, probably more of a mid-range player. Someone who could shoot the ball a little better. Well, now you have maybe an option to bring number 4 into the basket because it is a little bit of a tighter screen there that number 3 would be setting for them. So, or you could continue to have it as a jump shot there, but you're basically going to rapid fire these two options back to back. So let's look at it again. Let's line it up. This time we're going to go to option 2 because option 1 didn't work. So number 4 goes to set that screen for number 3. Number 6 immediately follows and sets another one. Number 3 is using both of these screens, but it doesn't work, so they're going to move outside the 3-point line and get out of the way. Number 6 then immediately sets another screen for 4. 4 is then looking for maybe an easy layup or the mid-range shot once again. So that is chest, and that should provide 2 easy ways to get a quick basket in the mid-range area. Now in this next play, we're going to basically line up the same in a straight line. Reason being is, for my teams, I like to keep a similar playbook. And, obviously we want teams to think that maybe we're setting up the play that we had just set up, which was the chest play. But this one is a little bit different. We are looking at a few different options here. Just like the last one, you'll see teams at a professional level doing this. So you can run this with a U16, U17, U18. But, it's simple enough that we've run this before with, our U11 teams, U12 teams, etc. So we're lining up the same way, basically, in that straight line. Now we're a little bit higher this time. We're almost at the elbow. We're not so much, down here close to the basket. Because we want a little bit more space to operate in this one. So the first thing we're going to do is number 3, and maybe we can go a little bit lower on this. Number 3 is almost going to fake that, they're coming up to the 3-point line. And as that's happening, number 4 is going to meet them about right here, and they're going to switch off that cut and use a screen from number 4 and try to get a quick layup. Quick, easy layup right here. Now, sometimes you might get that option. Your second and third time running this play in the same game, you're probably not going to get that option, even if it is at a younger age group. But your first time running it, you will likely get that option. Now, if number 3 doesn't get the ball, they're just going to continue out, fill in over here at the 3-point line. But as that whole thing has happened, number 6 is also going to be screening for number 1 here. And number 1 is going to look for a quick mid-range shot. So we have 2 separate options that we could use. That quick and easy layup right here that we had from number 3, and a mid-range jump shot around the foul line that we could use for number 1. So let's look at that once more. Just like usual, we will shift around the numbers a little bit, but we are back in our straight line. So again, number 4, we're taking about a step this way, almost faking that we're, maybe going toward the middle, or going a little bit higher as well, maybe a little push off. But as that's happening, number 1 is making their way over here to set a screen for number 4 to cut hard to the basket. Now, like I said, this option, you're probably only going to get it once, especially with the space that we're giving the other team. If we don't get it, we're going to continue through. As that's happening, number 6, setting a screen right here for number 3. Number 3, jump shot. So our option is, like we said, number 4, getting an easy layup right here, or number 3, getting the jump shot right here. If you're an older group, probably only going to want to run this play maybe 1 to 2 times per game, exercise both options. Same thing if you are the opposite, right? The defense is going to catch on to both of these options eventually. Older age group, like I said, 1 to 2 times. Younger age group, you might be able to, go back and forth with each option here.